So I was watching this video. It was this couple on YouTube. I guess they have a podcast or something like that. But um, they were having a conversation about the depreciation of sex, or the occurrence, the decrease in the frequency of sex after marriage. And the husband was basically, um, voicing his opinion uh, on that. And one of the questions that was raised, which I thought was a very, very relevant question, was that um, why agree to be a wife and then get in the situation and then turn around and then withhold? But further than that, it made me start to ask another question, which was, how can a person expect monogamy, right? Monogamy from a person when they're not willing to fulfill that person. Case in point, I had one of my sisters was talking to me about a friend of hers or a coworker of hers, and she was talking about how she had lost her interest in not my sister, but the friend was saying how she had lost interest uh, in sex in general. She had no desire for it, none of that. And then, but her husband he was always trying, and she was making up excuses why she didn't want to, or whatever. And not only was she did not have the desire, but she had no intention of trying to remedy the situation or to do anything. However, when the question was posed, well, would you be okay with him finding somebody else? She was like, oh, hell no. He needs to use his hand type thing. And it made me think how selfish that was. We have this bad thing in relationships where, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's a guy thing, or if it started with men, more than likely, probably egos and shit. But um, this whole ownership, the idea that we own the people that we were with or the people that commit to us, um, is really fucking a lot of relationships up. And I say that because many wise things that I heard that Nipsey Hussle said was that you don't own anybody, you experience them. And so I feel like if more people understood this, they would have a different approach when it came to relationships and how they navigate those. But if you are choosing to be married to someone, then it is your job, or in a relationship, it's your job to give that person the best possible experience that you possibly can. Because we only get one life, just one. There's no do-overs. I've never heard anybody come back talking about how great it was and how they were excited to go back to the other side. You know, like, you get one ride on this. And so for someone to ask you to give you the entirety the entirety of the remainder of your life energy in exchange for uh, theirs, it's only right that you give them your absolute best, not what you feel like, what's not always what's convenient for you. And so it's crazy to me that you have people out there that are so selfish and so arrogant that they think that you are supposed to give them all of your time, your life energy, of the one life that you have, to be with them and just look at them. Just show up every day, pay bills, and come home and just stare at them. And nothing else. That's supposed to be enough. And that's just not the way to do it. And so I just feel like anybody out there that thinks like that, you don't deserve monogamy. You don't deserve anybody to be faithful to you. If all you want to do is have that person just be there and just be appreciative that you're just there without you providing any fulfillment, any pleasure at all, then you trash and you don't deserve that person's energy. And the sad part about it is a lot of people figure this out later on in life, and they've already, got kids in the situation, and and they find out, it's not what it is, but it's too late. You caught up. So for all the people that are out there that have that type of mentality, you really need to check yourself. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and realize, like, yo, you wasting people's time. You're wasting your significant other time. You're wasting their life energy. Your job is to give them the best possible experience that you can provide as a husband and or wife. And if you're not doing that, then you can't expect them to sit around and wait for you. If someone else is out there willing to give them what you're not, what kind of fool would you be to sit around and fuss and fight and act a fool because they want to have more in their life that you yourself refuse to provide. So look, either y'all get with it or move around, man. Or like I said, either like my partner said, either take your big girl drawers off or, you know, find a way to be cool with me finding something else. Maybe the relationship is cool. Maybe y'all make good partners as far as parenting and you align well with everything else, but you're just not sexually compatible. And that's a situation. Sometimes people step out because everything else is good, but there's one piece that's missing, so they got to find that other piece. And then and we have this weird thing where we try to demonize people who do these type of things, but at the same time, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and I'm not saying that's the case for everything, but you can't expect somebody to just sit around and just give their life to you without getting anything else in return, especially something that you were more than likely providing from the beginning. You know what I mean? You can't give somebody something, to get them and then take it away once you got them. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be consistent with that. So, you know, this, like I said, I just feel like, if you're going to be with someone, give them your best. And if you're not, then free them to be who they are. Because, like, my mother used to say this all the time. As much as you love somebody to keep them, you got to love them just as much to let them go if that's what they need. So, quit being selfish, man. Like the good man DMX said, stop being greedy. Y'all stay up, man.